Hello, this is Dr. J back with some more. Let's play Vixen 357. We left off on stage 2. Let us continue. I'm looking forward to meeting Che-Wan. I've always been a fan of twin-tailed hairstyle, especially brown-haired twin-tail. Nina looks pretty cute too. Waifus. Grand Marshal. This music is very funky and upbeat. Sounds like Antics music. I still think the Dread sounds like a very evil ship name, but apparently it's on our side. A castle, you say? How very medieval. I'm with you, Takia. Mac, you have the most ridiculous smile. I'm with Harry. But suddenly the music is very ominous. Let's check our conditions. Okay. Takia or Ben dies. Not sure who Ben is. There are no enemies on the map, it seems, but clearly there's going to be, since our victory condition is to kill the enemy leader, and because the music is so ominous. Apparently I cannot control Mac. Okay, he's just charging off like a kid, doing whatever he wants. Well, let us begin moving toward the castle then, which we saw as we were scrolling to the east. Right here. Mac is just charging on ahead. Another interesting mission design decision, starting off by just heading casually toward the opposite side of the map with no enemies and not having control over one of our teammates. Clearly there's going to be enemies. If this game is anything like Langrisser games, there's going to be enemy ambushes all over the place. Kind of a hallmark of the Langrisser series. Masaya likes doing that in their strategy games. And there's the enemies we were waiting for. It's Flannel Mouse! Marisma Harp is still a stupid name for a country. Flannel Mouse, you still look like a World War I fighter ace. Lord Weimar. Speaking of World War I fighter aces, Weimar, Germany, of course, coming after World War I. Weimar is not an auspicious name, given the fate of the Weimar Republic. So we've got 8 Teglers, 4, what were those things called? 4 of the tougher mechs, and some kind of enemy battleship. I'm not sure if we can handle this big group with just our 3 guys. Mac, we are severely outnumbered. Yeah, you think? Hopefully the Dread will arrive lickety-split to help us out with this situation. Can I still not control you, Mac? Versirs, that's what the green moments were called. And the ship is the Arkcraft. Probably not its name. Perhaps its model. Okay, so I have speculation from a design perspective as to why I can't control Mac. From a story perspective, it's because he's a moron. But from a mission design perspective, I think the game really wants me to have to fight the enemies from the castle, instead of being able to just go back into the mountains and lure them into us one by one on the opposite side of the map. And the only way to basically guarantee that we fight them from the castle is if Mac acts autonomously and charges ahead on his own. Because since, as we discussed, this game has permadeath, and we certainly don't want to permanently lose a team member, especially so early in the game, we have no choice but to follow him to save his reckless butt. You know, between that and your cavalier attitude toward the deaths of your fellow soldiers, Mac, I'm starting to think that you are a liability on the team. So I'm guessing the castle probably has very strong defensive boost. I haven't actually looked at that yet, but... Oh, Angry Takuya. We've encountered them twice, Takuya. Calm down. Arc Palace. Okay, so that's the enemy organization, it seems. Nyani? Arc Parasu. Warewa Arc Parasu. Conquer the whole earth, you say. I'm actually kind of with Mac on this one. But I still can't control you, Mac. Seriously, there is not much use for a subordinate who just completely disregards orders and does whatever he wants. Especially because we could do this in a much more tactically intelligent way if you weren't doing this, Mac. Okay, yeah, 50% defense boost on this castle. Unfortunately, it seems to occupy a fairly large swath of land. I think it's going to be difficult to prevent the enemy from also getting on that island and benefiting from the defenses. But hopefully that 50% defense bonus will help us to survive being so badly outnumbered while we wait for the Dread to arrive. Kind of a cool castle background there. No. Okay, good. They don't do much damage to us individually then. No damage whatsoever with that Vulcan gun, it seems. Good, good. What kind of defense modifier does the water have then? So many enemies! They have us outnumbered 13 to 1 counting their ship. What is the ship armed with anyway? A battery with a power of 48. Okay. Hopefully that thing just stays hovering back there then. Okay, negative 20% modifier on the water, so we desperately want to try to keep the enemy in the water and out of the castle. It will be of huge benefit to us if we can do that. It's going to be difficult to achieve, though. And basic principle of concentrated fire if you're fighting enemies that you can't one-shot. Harry's going to have trouble reaching the castle in time. I almost wonder if I want him to stay back so the enemy is less likely to target him. Although, if I can get him close enough to attack this turn, that would be advantageous. He can shoot up to 1, 2, 3... It's hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles away. And he can move to here. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I move him to here, theoretically he could shoot that one enemy. Yes. Finish it off, perhaps? Beautiful. Alright. Good turn. Again, the music, while serviceable, it's not bad at all. By Masaya strategy game standards, it just doesn't stack up. Langrisser tunes are just so much more banging than this. This is very much just... What's the word I want? Functional? Yes, it's functional music. It sets the mood. It's not offensive to listen to. Although it does get a little repetitive, because it's pretty short. It's almost tempting to see if I can turn the music off and splice in Knight Errant or something. But I won't do that, at least not yet. As long as we can keep up this pattern of keeping the enemy in the water and our guys in the castle, This fight is very much going to go in our favor even while we're so badly outnumbered. So the castle's defensive properties are indeed fantastic. A little surprised that an ancient stone castle provides such good defensive benefit. You would think modern weapons would just chop through the old architecture like it was nothing. Okay, let's see. Let's keep Harry back. Should be able to get a sure kill against this guy. Yes, excellent. And Takia should easily be able to finish off this fool here in the water with his beam saber. Very good. Alright. Hopefully Mac will be smart enough to target that guy, if that's not inside the minimum range. I don't remember. This is going pretty smoothly. Oh, why did you move? You idiot! You're going to let more of them onto the castle that way. You fool. Ah, Mac. Oh, that guy's retreating. Pretty much the opposite of destroy them. Wonder how Flannel Mouse feels about this flagrant disregard of his orders. Probably much how I feel about Mac Ryan. I have a feeling the fight is going to not continue to go this smoothly once the Versirs come within range. We could actually easily handle this entire squad of Taglers all by ourselves, it seems. Thanks to the defensive benefit of the castle. Okay, what are the Versirs even doing? Uh-oh. Okay, the ship approaching us is somewhat more problematic. I think. It looks like it has a powerful cannon, judging from the stats. Let's see. This thing has... Is that a 7? Pretty sure that's a 7. That has a 3, so that's more likely to be able to finish it off with a shot from Harry. Though it is on the castle, so it will get a nice defensive boost. Okay, yep, totally failed. And I think... Don't want Takia to use his melee attack against the Tagler on the castle, because his melee attack is way more powerful, or his weaker Vulcan gun against the enemy in the water, who has a minus 20% penalty. On the other hand, this guy here just has 2 health left. I think that's the winning ticket. Although the Vulcan gun on an enemy on a 50% defensive tile doesn't sound promising, I'm going to try this guy in the water. Don't know if that's the mathematically optimal decision. I'll hurt him. Alright, hopefully Mac targets something halfway intelligent. Oh, he's trying to finish off the retreating guy? It's not a terrible decision. Although that guy's not interested in fighting, apparently, so... Personally, I probably would have concentrated on one of the enemies that's actively trying to kill us. Nice. Good job, Takia. I was afraid from his character design that Takia might be sort of the annoyingly retarded, hot-headed protagonist type of character. So far, no. He's pretty cool-headed and professional, which I really appreciate. If anything, a really idiotic character so far is Mac. So yeah, Takia, quite an inoffensive protagonist so far. Obviously not that we've really seen too much about our characters yet, but, you know, early impressions. Well, the damage is adding up, as I thought. It seems that this is getting much more dangerous now that the Versirs have closed. And oh man, with that enemy ship coming, I am a little nervous about that. Let's see. Trying to decide how I want to do this. I feel like the Versirs are the bigger threat And that maybe I want to hit them while they're in the water, because I'll be able to do much more damage to them there. So I think I might ignore the Taglers, actually, and start blowing up the Versers while they're in the water. I think that may be the winning play. Oh, that was beautiful. Very good. Because the Taglers hardly do any damage anyway, and if this dude melees Takia, Takia is just going to finish him off with a counterattack anyhow. So yeah, let's focus down one of the Versers. I doubt Mac will be smart enough to deal the finishing blow to it. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. My official prediction is he finishes off this retreating enemy. No, he did neither of those things. He did something dumber than either of those actions. Mac, what the heck, dude? Okay, now we've got... all of the Taglers are retreating. Running away in fear. Leaving it up to the Versers. I mean, from a self-preservation perspective, that's actually the correct decision. From a collective tactical perspective, it's not great. You know, they contribute a little bit of extra damage. And they soak up hits from Mac, because unlike me, he's not smart enough to ignore them. In favor of the Versers. Oh boy, we're in range, so just... oh, that is cool looking. That is a cool sprite. Okay, that was not as devastating as I was afraid it might be. Oh, I gained a level. Okay, so you get levels even when you get attacked and don't counter. Also, the reinforcements are here. It's Common Troop, our favorite. Okay, Ben Bask, you look like a World War II battleship captain or something. Oi, Shonen Tachiyo, mada ikiteru no ka? Oh, really? I can board the ship to repair and refit? Okay, that sounds like a cool mechanic. Gee, thanks. Genki na sou na, Yaji-san. Kimochi warui daro. Alright, let's go. So, Takia is halfway dead. I'm concerned about what could happen to him if I leave him here. We'll just straight up lose if he dies. Now, you may have noticed that there appears to be a save option. So I guess we can save mid-mission. I don't think you can do that in Langrisser games. Maybe Masaya decided to provide this more generous saving option because this game has permadeath. I'm going to try not to abuse this too much by just saving constantly, by save scumming, because that feels cheap. But this feels like a reasonable checkpoint to make a save at, so I don't have to replay the entire mission to get back here if I make a poor decision and lose Takia. So I'm going to create a save point here. And I'm going to leave Takia where he is for now, because that 50% castle bonus is pretty great, and I'm afraid if I take him off the castle, the enemies are all just going to beat on him, pursue him and attack him anyway, and do way more damage because he won't be on a castle tile. Now Harry, I don't think his Swift is as defensive, but he is at full health, so if the enemy attacks him a bit and not exclusively focusing on Takia, that would probably be to my benefit. And let's try to finish off this Verser before it escapes. So probably the reason all the enemies are retreating then is so they can refit and reload at their mothership, if that's a mechanic in this game. Okay, good job. Very nice. And as for Takuya, finish off that retreating enemy or start attacking one of the Versers. I feel like finish off the retreating enemy is maybe the right play. especially if they're going to rejoin the fight, if we let, you know, at full strength, if we allow them to get away and repair. That could go poorly for us. Oh, we get to see our allied ship, the Dread. Very nice. Finished off another Tegler for us. Oh boy, do we have to watch the entire team of allies, which appears quite large, all do their attacks. I might turn off battle animations for the rest of the fight. If that's going to be the case, oh boy. I wonder if I can selectively skip battle animations. For the next one, let's see what happens if we press start. Okay, we can. That's good to know. It'll still be faster to just turn the animations off. But at least we don't have to watch the entire thing, because that would really make this video drag out. I like the animations, but in a big fight like this, they do really make everything take much longer. So I'm not just going to like turn the animations off permanently. I think that would be lame. I think they're an important part of the experience. But it will selectively turn them off when there's just an insane number of units on the board, and having them on makes every turn take forever. I think that seems like a reasonable policy. They didn't finish off a single enemy, did they? Even though the enemies are mostly like in the water, and thus vulnerable. So those eye surds really are pathetic against the enemy Versers. And we did see an enemy mech board their mothership there. So I'm guessing it's going to redeploy at full health. That will be annoying. That is a mechanic we're going to want to watch out for. So definitely don't want to let enemies retreat when the enemy has a mothership on the board. That is important information. Oh, we get to see some ship-on-ship action. Okay, that was not a large amount of damage. I'm not sure that my fear of the enemy's main cannon was warranted then. It hasn't done much so far. Rather than attacking this guy in the water, finishing off the guys who are low on health is probably the right play, even though they're on the highly defensive castle tiles. So if I move Harry back to here... Yes, this enemy is well within range of his beam rifle, or whatever it is. And now hopefully Takuya can deal the finishing blow. Alright, that's another Verser down. Well done, Takuya. Can I still not control Mac? I still cannot control him. So let's go ahead and turn animations off while we have 9 friendly mechs and the ship fighting. Okay. Don't get me wrong, guys. I very much appreciate the backup. We would have been boned if you didn't show up, but your animations kind of take a while. This is so much faster. Hey, they actually got one of the Versers. Nice job, guys. Wasn't that one at full strength at the start of this turn? Dang. Nice work. They failed to finish off the other one, even though it was at only 4 health left. So I'm guessing that is the minus 20 defense in the water versus the plus 50 defense in the castle is what caused that sequence of events. Let's turn the animations back on for our own turn. Let's see. So there's Flannel Mouse. Interesting. So can I melee him? No, it is not letting me melee him. I wondered if it wouldn't. Since that is an airship, it kind of makes sense flying up in the air that I can't melee it. So let's attack it with Mac then. Okay, that was not a large amount of damage. And Takuya will finish off the fleeing Verser before it can refit. Excellent. Explode! I like Ben. What a cantankerous looking old man. He very much looks like a ship captain. Alright. Animation's back off. And end turn. Oh, Ben took his hat off and he looks angry. You better, Mac. You better. You've not impressed me with your conduct so far. But you are a good shot. So if you learn some discipline, you'll be a useful member of the team. Looks like the enemy ship is all that's left. Oh, he went for Harry. Did some damage to him as well. Animation's back on. Interesting. Disembark. However, if we have to disembark orthogonally adjacent, there's nowhere to disembark to. Well, let's experiment with that. Okay, Mac. Select character, select unit. Okay. So we can deploy different characters in different mechs. Looks like we're picking weapons now. The Swift only has a punch for its melee weapon. And it's got either the beam rifle or the machine gun for its ranged weapon. Now, ordinarily I would go with the beam rifle, but since we're right on top of the enemy, and the beam rifle has a minimum range, I'm assuming, yeah, the machine gun does not. So that seems like the better play here. Okay, we can actually deploy pretty far away. The Dread must have a electromagnetic catapult on it or something. Okay, let's deploy Mac to there. Hey, I can control him now. You're so much more useful when you will obey my orders, Mac Ryan. Oh, geez, that thing's hit points is crazy. Oh, flannel mouse, this is embarrassing. Don't beg for your life. I agree. Oh, really? Yes, tell us all. Dieter Weimar. Oh, it's our Bishonen antagonist. Oh. Oh! Remote self-destruction, eh? Well, I guess it's not really self-destruction if it's remote, is it? Okay, well, we win, because Weimar remotely blew up the enemy ship. I guess that's the end of Flannel Mouse. Too bad, he was kind of cool, even if he did pathetically beg for his life there at the end. Ben Bosk. What? Ben, that statement makes no sense. I mean, yes, in real life, people can remain pilots into, like, their 30s or even their 40s. I'm talking about the military here. I mean, in civilian life, you can be a pilot pretty much, you know, until you die. But in the military, yes, you can remain a pilot even into middle age, but doesn't almost everybody start out young when they become a pilot? Like in their early to mid-20s? Your statement makes no sense, Ben. So the enemy really does not like our vector production, it seems. Seems it's not. Yes, I noticed that. Itai Narimono. We win! Oops, no, I didn't mean to hit no save! Why? Okay, well, I will make a save state then. Okay, the UI kind of screwed me over there. It popped up without warning, and I hit the C button, and the C button was on no save. Okay, let's see. File, save state. Okay, we're going to do that, and we'll go ahead and pause the video here. And next time, we'll move on to Mission 3. I'm still really enjoying this game. It's still awesome. Hopefully you're enjoying it too. And hopefully you will join me for the next episode. So I will see you then. Bye!